Hello, guys, girls, and FBI agents. This is a reupload of the original video. I'm reuploading this because, to be honest, I sounded horrible in the previous video, so hopefully this one will sound better. We are visiting the most based grand strategy games of all, the game that has most people that never leave their home or touch grass. The hoi4 or House of hoi4. First, let's start with two options when choosing the new game. You have Gathering Storm and Blitzkrieg. Since Blitzkrieg is already decided paths for you, no one chooses that and everyone chooses Gathering Storm. No, when choosing Gathering Storm, we have 7 major powers like we see here in Frog Eating Land, Burger Eating Land, likes tea but pretends to like tea but actually likes alcohol land, the original alcohol land. And then we have pineapple on pizza land, or don't put pineapples on pizza or I'm going to break your legs, hentai lands. And finally child alcoholic lands. No, we also have minor powers with unique focus trees we can choose. We will have more, but my PC is shit and cannot have any more DLCs than Waking the Tiger. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Anyway, with that horrible intro out of the way, let's choose Germany. And here, start. Sorry for this section. They wanted to pay, they wanted me to pay to remove the water logo. No way I'm paying for removing, so you'll just have to ignore that actions. Alright, now let's click on the country's flag. Now here, with this big question mark is the most important part. Is choosing your focus in focus trees. No. When choosing focus, you have planned focuses like construction or research, but those are bland and boring, but still important. But the main course, the interesting stuff, is political focus trees. Here we have the historical focus, that is remilitarized Ireland, which will basically follow the path of Hitler, and we have the opposition Hitler, an ahistorical path that lets you deviate from history and build your own, let's say, alternate history. No, when choosing an alternate path of Germany, we have two options. First we click oppose Hitler and win civil war. Yes, you will need to win civil war against fascists, but once you win, you have two options. First is monarchist path, that is revive the Kaiserreich, which will basically lead Germany back into monarchy. It's pretty good path. The other a boring path is democratic path. Now the reason why I say boring is because, well, to be honest, all democratic paths are boring. You basically don't conquer, you defend or protect allies, and it's boring because really the first 3-4 years of the game you really don't do much besides prepare for war. And it's okay if you want to play democratic, just be ready to don't do much for a good portion of the game. Still, if you want that, it's completely fine, do whatever. No, that we have done explaining that. Let's talk about ideologies. No, since we are currently fascist, we are brownish color and have most of the brownish color in this circle like you see. The other parts are communist, red, democratic, blue, and green, which is neutral or monarchist or dictatorial. It doesn't matter, the point is it's neutral path, and when you play a neutral country you really can't do much because again it's neutral, non-aligned. Now let's talk about national spirits. National spirits are these pictures here. below national focuses. They can be good and give you buffs. Green buffs can be whatever: research speed, construction speed, military division speed. Anyway, it's good. Or negative debuffs. No, you can acquire more national focuses. I mean, spirits through national focuses. You always want to have more good than bad. Remember that. Now let's take about how many manpower you can have. Basically, how much people can you send to the deaths? Anyway, since we are fascist, we can send more people currently than democratic nations which need more approval. Yes, asking people for approval. Anyway, we can go for extensive conscriptions when we acquire political power. Now, political power can be basically acquired through letting the game play out, and you will acquire it personally. Let's also talk about trading ability now, or closed economy, open economy. When we have open economy, we get really good buffs in industry and research speed, but with a negative that most of our shit will be open for others to trade and take it. Or we can go close the trade. We don't get any buffs, but all of our shit remains ours. Of course, we could go to trade and we acquire civilian factories, but my personal experience is if you have enough civilian factories, better go closed. For example, we can trade with Soviets and Netherlands here. We give all civilian factories them and they give us resources. We will also cancel this Tungsgen with Sweden because we don't really need it. No, the juicy part, construction. We can construct either military factories or civilian factories. Civilian factories are necessary for construction speed, while military factories build well or military stuff. Construction speed can also be chosen this blue circle, where we either many countries start with completely civilian factories, or we currently have partial mobilization is good. It gives a small but still buff of 10% construction speed. Here we have government advisors. They are either from those that boost political power to those that boost countries. Very important, don't forget them. We have also here research advisors, but no one ever uses them, and really they are not that important, so leave them for the last. And finally here where we have military stuff, you see the last row. This is where you choose the generals and the officers that either boost your military research, military performance, or both. Really, they are important. No, I have talked a lot of research, but I haven't explained. We can have research technologies, support technologies like you see vehicles. Basically in research you can research anything. Let's start here, for example, artillery. We will research what we can do in this year. I mean, you can research something that is not in this year, but it will take a long ass time. So better wait for the year that is available and then start. So don't your speed, don't waste it. Since we don't really have necessary DLC, or Navy research is rather limited, as is our airplane research, but it's still nice to check it out. And here we see how many years fucking day. No, we are not gonna research that because we need 40 and we are in 36, so we are gonna choose something a lot faster. And that's basically research for you. From industry to production to military, don't forget to research. It's necessary. And since we also have a lot of military factories, we are gonna choose in what we want more. Do we want more guns, planes, airplanes? Don't forget to manage this. Not everything needs to be equal. For example, you will need more guns than, for example, support equipment. It's always also smart to manage that. Also, like I said before, as all of these productions require resources, so we are gonna need to trade more with the Netherlands and Soviets, for example oil. And that's more or less that. And now let's talk about the most ignored part of hoi4, the middle child, that is, diplomacy. When dealing with nations, we can deal with different ideologies like France and Soviet Union, but best outcomes we get when we deal with same ideologies like Italy, which is also fascist. We can research here things from them ask, but we won't do that. Instead, the better usage of diplomacy is to send them volunteers in war, or simply put ally with them, or sing non-aggression pact at least. Of course, we can send them ammunitions or equipment to land lease. Here you also can have options how much will you send or what's priority. Lastly, let's put all divisions into place. For example, mass divisions that one general can wield is 24, so let's take 24 divisions and all join them together. Now, I will note that you can technically put, for example, 25, 30 or even 40 divisions under one general, but that will be over his max cap and his bonuses won't be in full effect. So better is to simply put 24. No, you can also have 5 generals commanded by one field marshal. Both of which can have 24 divisions to the max of possibility. So that's basically 120 divisions fielded by field marshal to the full efficiency. So currently we don't have enough divisions for that, but we have enough divisions to form 2 armies, although incomplete. And since one will have only 6 divisions, and both armies can be wielded by one field marshal. This is our perfectly good army, for example, to conquer something. To conquer something we need a war justification to declare war. You can either gain them by focus trees or by justifying war goal. We will also need to put time going on maximum here because they consume a lot of time. They also consume political power, which you will need to accumulate, for example, to justify a war goal. So if you're looking to justify war goal, try not hiring government advisors or even doing focuses for a time, because when you don't do focuses, a part of political power is saved rather than used on whatever focus you want. Now that we have enough political power, for example, we don't have a decent explanation, we can choose regions, we can choose one, we can choose 2 on which to justify war goal. That will take a set amount of days, and when it's finished we will have a viable war goal and we can declare war. For example, I'm currently looking to justify on Poland. No, there is more to hoi4 like broad tensions and waging war, but this video is already long. Say in comments if you want more. Goodbye.